Hey, lovelies. I'm going to do a meditation drawing today, which is about tuning in and tapping into the energies that are present at the moment. So as part of my creative self-care practice, I find drawing with meditation a lovely way of just tuning into where I am, tuning into kind of what's going on in the environment, and then a way of just helping me navigate it. And sometimes it doesn't mean that there's anything to do. It just means that I'm more aware and I'm noticing more. And in the awareness and in the noticing, I'm better able to adapt or make decisions or do what needs to be done. So my advice to you is to get some coloring, or mark making material. So I've got a couple of markers today, and I've got a piece of paper here. And you can use a pencil, pen, old newspaper, magazines, it doesn't matter. So meditation drawing is not about creating a picture or an image of something in particular. It's about slowing down. It's about connecting to our breath, connecting to our bodies, tuning in and relaxing into our bones, relaxing into this body of ours. And so from here, we get to see what's going on, see where we're at. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a short meditation, and then I will guide you through an exercise. So whatever drawing implement you have two of them, because today we're going to do a little bit of bilateral drawing, which is really cool, and is a great way of kind of connecting to the two different parts of the body, the right and left sides of the brain. And we're going to do movement and meditation. So let's get started. And we're going to, from there, from the meditation, we're going to go into a drawing practice. Okay. So my advice is to get really comfortable in your chair, really, really sit into this body of yours, really kind of feel your weight on the chair, put your back against your chair, put your feet on the ground. I want you to be quite weighted in your body for this process. And that's because I want you to tune into your body in this space. And I want you to tune into your bones, your own unique frequency, your own unique way of being, as a way of moving and navigating through this world. And for me, self-care is really this practice of self-love, this practice of self-compassion. So if it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. If not, just soften your gaze to somewhere in front of you. And let's just begin to breathe, or let's just begin to notice. So how is your breath this morning? How does it feel? Sinking into these bones, just feeling your breath and noticing the fact that you're breathing in and out. It's very simple. Noticing the fact that you're taking an in breath and you're taking an out breath. Just even sinking into the deliciousness of your own breath. It's always available for us. It's always here for us. It's always this part of us that we can connect to, that brings us back to this present moment. So just sinking into that feeling of the in and out breath. And I'd like you to bring your attention to your toes, just placing your toes on the floor, maybe pressing them ever so gently into the floor, just really recognizing the sensations. How do they feel? Lovely. And then moving up to the ankles, to the calves, to the knees bent, to the legs, and into your sit bones. just feeling your legs today and just thanking them for everything they've been doing for you. And then really taking a little trip around your pelvic bowl. So just starting at your left hip and just breathing down into that area and just moving your focus around to the front of your pelvic bowl, around to the left, from the left to the right, sitting at your left hip, breathing into your left hip, then moving around the back, sacrum, and moving back to that left hip, really grounded into the bones of your pelvis. And then moving up to the small of your back, up to your upper back, feeling the weight of the chair and the support, getting up to your shoulders, and even just a slight rise of the shoulders, and then relax at the shoulders. So just get comfy. There's nothing to do in this next 10 or 15 minutes. You've got nothing to achieve. Just let go any idea that anything has to be a particular way. And just sinking down your arms to your elbows, to your hands, might be rested on your lap or the table. Moving to this belly, this in-breath and this out-breath. Up to your chest and the rise and fall of your chest. Up to your throat, the back of your neck, the back of your head, the sides of your head, your face and the tip of your skull. So taking a whole body breath here. So what I'd like you to do is, in your own time, slowly open your eyes and don't feel that you have to break anything or lose this sense of real being in your body. Just gently, slowly take one of the mark-making materials. I'm going to use the word marker today just to make it easy, but whatever you have, and put one in each hand. So today we're dealing with the energy that's most dominant around us, and that's the gate 13, just called obstruction and provocation, limping. So I've been reflecting on that 13 so just thinking back on the last few days and maybe some themes that have been coming up in conversations or in the thought. And the 39 is about the interaction between yourself and the other. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our marker on the page. And then we're going to keep the marker on the page. And we're going to begin to move. We're going to be able to flow. So don't necessarily feel that both hands need to be doing the same thing. Or they might be. Don't necessarily feel that you have to draw anything in particular here. I just want you to begin to flow on the page. And as you're flowing, I really want you to breathe into this body of yours. So breathing and flowing, breathing and flowing. Don't necessarily take your marker off the page. This is one continuous flow. And what we're doing here is we're playing with this idea of the interaction between us and the other. So even though the gate 39 can be about, okay, how do we interact with this person in front of us? How do we respond to them? How do we relate to them? What are we going to provoke in them? What kind of conversation are we going to have? Are we going to have a deep and meaningful conversation about what's going on in our lives? Or are we just going to talk about the weather? When you meet this person, how do you feel? Do you feel comfortable? Feel relaxed? So maybe just thinking back over the last week or so about the people that you've met. What response did you have to them? Come back to your breath. And just think about these interactions lightly, loosely. You don't need to be attached. You don't need to feel or think overly. Let the mark on the page become the expression of this interaction. Is it a dance between you and them? Do they share an idea with you and then you build on that idea? You build a really nice conversation together with momentum, digging deeper and deeper into the topic that you're discussing. Or is it an old relationship? You find yourself stuck in the same type of conversation, same interaction. Why do I always end up talking about this one thing with this one person? And it's getting old. I don't know how much I'm getting out of this conversation. So just let the material move on the page. And in this movement, coming back to your breath. Connecting this breath with this movement. And if you'd like, you can slow down the movement and connect it with a slower breath. Perhaps you're breathing quite shallow and quick, and your breath has a particular pace and your marks match that. Really noticing, just noticing. Is this something you want to play with? Do you want to slow down your breath? Do you want to slow down the interaction of the marker on the page? Do you want to go deeper? That's it. This is your ongoing relationship with the other. Sometimes you're following the other. Sometimes you're leading. Sometimes you're moving together on the same journey, and sometimes that journey ends and you both go in your own direction. Sometimes you butt heads. Sometimes you appear so much in synchrony with each other. So for me, the gate 39 has been about my experience this week, has been about reaching out to the other, moving out of isolation, me and my own world, and connecting with the other, really getting their opinions and experiences as a way of me understanding more. We're never alone. We're never truly alone. We have the birds and the bees, we have the woods and the beaches and the ocean. We have other people. This web of interactions that we have in our lives. For me, the gate 39 this week has really been about reaching out to the other. Help me, support me, share with me what you see so that I can understand my own experience more. So have these thoughts, have these reflections. Enjoy them. And so in the last few moments, the last few minutes, just looking at your image. Begin to think about, how am I going to end this relationship? Do I end with both pieces, both markers together? Do I separate these two markers so that they can finish up the last piece of the journey together or apart? And just slowly in your own time, finding a natural end to the flow. And just pause for a moment and just look at your image and ask yourself, what do I see? Feeling into this body, feeling into this body of yours. Is there a tension because the arms have been moving? So just give yourself a nice rise and fall of the shoulders. Perhaps shake out your arms, shake out your hands. Perhaps give yourself a really nice, gentle hand massage, moving your fingers. Beautiful. Really enjoy. So thank you for today. And if there's a word, maybe just writing that word on the page. My word is interconnected. So if you enjoyed this meditation drawing, please subscribe to my channel, like or share it with others. And in August, I'm starting a drawing from the senses meditation drawing circle where we come together in community and we draw together. So there's information about that below. So thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.